Hi, it's me, Rachel Lynn, and today's Financial Friday is my April budget setup. I can't believe it's like April already. I'm like, what? Where is this year going? So this is my budget. I just copy and paste from March and then I clear everything out. And so this is what March was, which is why I have this general budget in there so that if I ever change things, like I'm about to do for this month for April, then I know what should be going in every month for my general budget. So the very first thing I'm going to do is actually change my church amount. Starting in the month of April, I will be giving $30 a week to my church rather than the $25 a week that I had been doing. This was part of my goals at the beginning of the year. My church also does a yearly commitment as far as what you plan to give to the church. I knew that was coming, and so I had already planned to up that because I plan to up my weekly giving every year. Now there were 5 weeks in the month of March and there are only 4 weeks in the month of April, so even though I am raising my weekly giving, it's actually going to be less money and it's going to $120 for the month of April. My savings, I will put some money towards my savings, but it won't be very much. Okay, so you may or may not have noticed that this number just changed as well as this number down here. That is because I forgot to update how much should be in there starting in April. Anyway, I will be adding to my savings, but I never really know how much it is. It's usually like $1, and it's exactly how much interest my Capital One 360 accounts earn. My undergraduate, or rather my rent payment that I pay in lieu of paying my parents' rent, because they are paying for my undergraduate loans, that is $273.66, and that will not change. My graduate loan payment for Navient, that will change actually, and this is the student loans that I am personally responsible for. According to my calculations, it should be $110.24 because I will be paying off one of those student loans. I have like $500 left, and at this point of the filming of this video, I have not made that payment yet. But I know that I will be putting at least $1,000 towards my student loans, so I am going to lower this amount. Now, my goal really is to just add that in to my extra student loan payment, also known as my snowball payment. But for the purpose of April, because there are a lot of different things that are happening in April, for right now I am just going to lower this to $1,000. That is my bare minimum goal that I have to put towards student loans debt. Now I am actually going to come back to this at the end if I have extra money to put towards my student loan debt. Okay, so next up I'm going to look at my sinking funds and talk about that because there are some changes with that. Just because I used my miscellaneous fund, so I need to put more money towards my sinking funds this month, and then I also spent a lot of money from various sinking funds in March, and so I have to readjust all of those as well. In order to change that amount from above, I have to change everything down here. So the first thing I have to do for my sinking funds is put in what my new totals are. So this is where I started in March. This is where I ended in March, and so now I have to start in April where I ended. So I have $110 for Progressive for my car insurance, $140 for gifts. I'm going to round up $40 in miscellaneous, and that is actually no longer full. My car repairs and replacement has gone down quite a bit, but I like things to be round numbers, and 25 is a round number, especially because I'm putting $25 a month in there. So I'm actually going to lower this to $425. Clothing, I didn't spend anything, so that's $175. Medical, I spent some money out of there, so I'm actually going to raise this up to $275 because I think I have some extra change to cover it, and now I can delete that. My laptop fund, I spent $40 out of there, so I'm going to put $250 to make up for putting extra in my medical there. My family time, I didn't spend anything out of there, so that's that. Okay, so this just took me way too long to figure out exactly what was going on here. I had it all wrong, but I have worked this out, and I am at $1609.59 and I need to get it to $1608.44. So I'm going to take out my extra change, and then it is $18.44. That's correct. That should be what is in my sinking funds account when I start the month of April. I am going to take my extra change off because that needs to change, because I like having round numbers. I don't like having change here and there and everywhere. So in order to change that, I am definitely taking out Netflix because I did away with Netflix, and that's 99 cents right there. I am going to keep my Verizon at 53.17. Anything else with change, I just kind of want to figure all that out. Okay, I think all the change is good. So now I'm going to come back down here. All the amounts that I'm putting in is going to stay the same. The only thing that will be different is the extra change and then my miscellaneous. I am going to add in another $60 here, which actually, now that I think about it, I am going to have to make a $50 purchase, and I might as well just put all of that in there all at once. So I'm actually going to put $110 in, knowing that I have a $50 purchase to make. I have to get my racing license for to work at Keeneland and Churchill Downs. That leaves extra change to figure out, so I'm going to look up here, and it looks like I have, so I'm going to put 207 in my extra change here, so that is my sinking funds amount. So 342.07 for this month is going towards my sinking funds. I might have to change this as well now that Netflix is no longer in my budget. So looking at the difference here, I have $25.98 to reallocate just in my general budget. So I'm actually going to add $15 here and make my general budget now be $1,100 is my minimum goal, except for the month of April because of all of these other things, which I'm about to go over in just a moment. So now I have $10.88 to allocate. I think I'm going to add that to my sinking funds here. That is $243.81. I think for now I'm just going to put that in my extra change area, and then just as that fills up, then reallocate that to other areas in my sinking funds. So the next thing that I'm going to do for the month of April is I'm going to raise up my gas money. I will be working at Keeneland, which is a good, like 45 minutes to an hour drive one way that I will be driving pretty much every weekend. So I'm going to need a few extra fill-ups, so I'm going to raise my gas to $150. I am also going to raise up groceries to $125 because after the first week of spring break, I don't think I'm going to have very many snacks for my kindergartners, and I'm going to have to do a major snack purchase for the month of April, and I'm going to need that extra money. Plus, I might need to purchase extra things for myself, just for food, especially because I will be working a lot more, and then I'm going to need more food rather than eating things at home because I won't be at home as much. I am also going to raise up my teaching allocation just because there are some things that I might need to go ahead and purchase as I am getting ready for the end of the school year. There's always all kinds of different things that come up. I might even raise it up even more in May, being the last month of the school year. I might need to purchase end of the school year things. So for the month of April, it is $80. I am also going to raise up my spending money, I think, to $100 for the month of April, just because I will be not at home very much, and I just want a little extra cushion in my budget. Along those same lines, I'm going to raise my restaurant budget to $75. I might even raise it to $100, but for right now I'm going to keep it at $75. My weight loss allocation can stay at $50. That puts me at, let's see, I am over budget by $187.28. Okay, so I'm actually going to change this down here to 79 cents. That puts me at $186 over budget for the month of April. So I had already figured that my budget would be over this month because of the extra spending that I plan on doing especially with gas, but I'm going to allow it to be over because I know that working at Keeneland will way more than make up for the overages that I have for this month. I had already decided that I could be over up to $200. That is approximately 2 days of working at Keeneland that I have to use, and then every other day that I work at Keeneland is money going towards debt. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and make it $200 over. So I am going to change my extra student loan payment to $1014, just in good faith that it's going to go towards debt, and all of my extra income will also go towards debt. Now, I may or may not spend the extra money that I have allocated in all of these different things. So if I don't spend it, all of that will go towards debt. If I do spend it, I have that permission to spend because of the extra work that I'm doing and all of the extra needs that April incurs. So you could say that this is not a zero-based budget because it doesn't come to zero, but I know that I'm going to be making a lot more money, and whenever I make extra income, I don't count it. I don't count it until I have it, and all of that extra income is supposed to go towards debt. And so not all of my extra income is going towards debt this month. So even though my budget doesn't have a zero at the end, I still consider this a zero-based budget because the purpose of a zero-based budget isn't that the totals come to zero. It's every dollar has a name. And so I have money that has a name that I know will be coming in. I guess you could say you shouldn't spend money before you have it. Well, I'm not going to spend any money before I have it. So this money will not be spent until I have gotten at least that first check. So have no fear. I'm not spending money I don't have, but I know that I will be making more than what I normally do. So I feel like this is a little weird because it's like not a zero-based budget, but it is because every dollar has a name. So this is what my April budget is looking like. I do still plan on trying to do more no spend, whether that is 5 days a week of no spend, or maybe that is like I'll do a no spend week or 2 in the month of April. I'm still kind of like up in the air about it. I'm still kind of deciding. So leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about my budget. Let me know what your April budget is looking like, and if you have a budget video for April, I would love to see it. So let me know if you have a video up and I will go check it out. Also, don't forget to like this video and also subscribe if you are not already. I make videos about getting out of my student loan debt and losing some weight along the way. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.